Well, everyone, live here from Fincon. We have got some, I would say, passive income royalty up in the US. You would have definitely heard Pat Flynn before. He's been on the show when it was My Millennial Money. We rebranded and all that stuff because millennials don't say that word anymore, Pat.
I won't.
You can't say that word anymore.
Gen Zers and Alpha and all that stuff.
They'll get you. But we're just having a bit of a chat about Pat's journey because there'll be people that are new to you. There will be people who are interested in online income, passive income. You've got a new book, Lean Learning, which I want to get into. But until then, my name is Glen James, joined by Pat Flynn live in Portland, and you're listening to Money, Money, Money. Before we get into it, this show is general advice only, and I've got a license to provide that advice. Full details can be found in the show notes. I'm a former financial advisor. Now I do the Money, Money, Money podcast. If you're a regular here, we call it M3, and we do a podcast called Retire Right. I've got a book, The Quick Start Guide to Investing, is available wherever good books are sold. There's a link in the show notes if you want to turn up your investing to 11 or if you're just getting started. Let's get into it. Thank you so much for being here today. All right.
Still Triple M.
Still M3. Yeah.
Dude, I love it. You've rebranded really cleverly.
Yeah, I really wanted to do that. There is a story there, though. There was a short period of 3 months where there was another name, and I can't discuss it.
You can't discuss it?
No. When you get bad letters from big companies to say, you can't use that name.
I've had those letters before.
And they're like, and the lawyers are like, you can spend 3 years fighting this and spend $500,000 and might not win, or just change the name and move on.
Yeah. So I had a business helping architects pass an exam. That was my first business after I got laid off. And it was called In the Lead, LEED, which stands for Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design. And what's funny is if you go downstairs and you look on the outside of the building, there's a LEED symbol. This building is LEED certified, actually, which means it's efficient and green. They reached out to me and they're like, you can't use that in your domain name. So I had to change it to greenexamacademy.com, which still exists today. It still continues to earn thousands of dollars a month, and I haven't touched it in years.
Wow.
It's still, so passive income can happen, but it's not easy, to be upfront with that. And it's often the last step in the process is removing yourself from the business to turn it into something passive.
I think the only actual passive income is probably equities.
But even things similar to that, like real estate and investments, you still have to upkeep your
There's still an active management.
Right.
Yeah, like, so I've got rental properties.
Yeah.
Sure, they're passive until they're not, when the agent calls, I've got all these problems.
But you're not trading time for money.
No.
You're investing time and money up front to generate more
revenue. I think
that's
like, actually, here's a question. What would you say your definition of success is? And have you met that?
To me, success is being able to do what you want, when you want, with who you want. And for me, that is walk my kids to school with my wife when I want. And yes, I've definitely achieved that.
Yeah.
For sure. I'm very grateful for that. And it's an experience I want others to have too.
Yeah. And like, because I've met my own definition of success as well, and it's not a financial thing. Now, like, do we just now live, or do we find another pursuit of success?
Right. I think it's important to have always something to shoot for.
Yeah.
I was just watching a video the other day of Japan and how there's this epidemic there of just there's no motivation. There's literally no motivation in Japan right now because of the way the economics have worked, and they were having a big boom and then all of a sudden, like, now nobody has ambition there anymore, and it's just they're just lonely and sad. In
Good
Japan.
Case study for UBI.
Yeah. I mean, and the birth rate's really low.
Yeah,
but America, at least, we have goals on goals on goals on goals, almost too many, right? That's part of why lean learning exists. It's like, let's find the one goal you want to work on for a period of time and let's go deeper. Let's lean into that and lean out the other stuff. And, for me, I always have to have something to shoot for.
I'm trying to take this off. Don't look at me.
I'm trying not to laugh. But having something to shoot for gives you a reason to take action.
Yeah, and I think they call that purpose, don't they? Do they?
purpose, desire, just fun as well. You know, it doesn't have to be that. It doesn't. Not everything has to make you a lot of money. Too. What if you optimized for fun?
Yeah.
And that's kind of in the part of life I'm in now, optimizing for fun. And hopefully those things can also generate revenue because I know how that can be done. And I've done that recently with Pokemon.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go there.
Okay.
This is the most wild flippin' story. How old are you now?
42.
42. Where would you say your main source of revenue comes from, like as at this financial year?
My Pokemon YouTube channel.
Okay. This is interesting. So less than 5 years ago, you used the skills that you had learned with YouTubing, passive income, all the businessy things, like all that stuff. And you had an idea. And I was showing Luke, who's here filming, so I'm like, yeah, I'm going to interview Pat when we're up there. I'll show you his Instagram. Yeah, he does that. That's his Instagram. I'm like, oh, he does this Pokemon stuff now. Instagram's like 1.2 million followers. Like, that is wild. Now, YouTube has just exploded. Mm-hmm. So what are you doing with Pokemon? And did you end up catching them all?
Oh, my advice is to not catch them all. There's too many. There's too many. Like with ideas, you have to find the one that is your niche, if you will. The riches are in the niches, as I often say. But Pokemon started for me in 2020 thanks to my kids.
Yeah.
You know, whatever my kids get into, I want to get into as well so we can do it together, whatever it might be. You know, it's not, why are you doing that? It's, why are you doing that? You know, that little tone difference allows me to stay more connected with them. And for example, from 2017 to 19, my kids were into Fortnite.
Yeah.
And so I hired a kid on Fiverr to teach me how to play Fortnite.
Wow.
And it was the best investment ever because then now I have this common language that I could share, and these experiences have now become memories that my kids and I can talk together. So anyway, they moved on like kids do from Fortnite to then Pokemon, and they got me into that. And then I wasn't yet like, I'm going to come in here and do it. I just was loving the community. And I actually became a mod for certain channels on live streams. I started to get into events that they were going to and just learning about the space because it was all brand new to me. I played Magic the Gathering growing up, not Pokemon. But anyway, I started to fall more in love. And then I started to go, you know what? I feel like I could bring something fresh to this space. I know YouTube. I know business. I know building community. I just wrote a book called Super Fans. What if I just followed everything I talk about in that book in this new space? And I did. And now fast forward, actually 11 months and 28 days, we hit 100,000 subscribers on that channel.
Wow.
My first silver play button didn't come from the business channel I started in 2009. You know, it came from that one. 1 year later, after that, it was 500,000 subs. And right now we're at 1.8 million subscribers. Almost 400 million views, a consistent 5-figure income every month from just ad revenue alone. Not to mention.
So when we say 5-figure, we're talking anywhere between $10,000 to $99,000.
It's usually in the middle there.
Yeah.
But it fluctuates. You know, Christmas season, it's higher. And so
in Australia, well, just for the purpose of this, we'll call it 50K US, which is probably about, I don't know, $1 million Australian. No, like it's probably 70,000
I don't know
Australian,
what
whatever it is.
Exchange rate is, but it's not insignificant.
No,
right?
that's
from something brand new that I didn't know anything about.
And but that's just off the ads.
Just off the ads.
That YouTube serves.
Just on the ads. Not to mention the sponsorships and brand deals that go in there. So we can charge anywhere between 25 to 50K for an integration into our videos. Plus there's affiliate revenue.
Yeah.
Like I was big on affiliate marketing in the entrepreneurial days, connecting with companies, promoting those items. I do the same thing. There's a binder company out of the UK called VaultX, and they send me a check every single month because I push their product out, and it's the best product, and it's the one that I recommend.
Far out.
I didn't mention this on stage, but I'm even an advisor to a company in the collectible space now.
Wow.
Because I've done advisory work, like I'm an advisor to Kit and Circle and all these other companies. I know how those conversations go, and I brought that to this space, and I've connected with a company.
So the question is, like, you want to be able to keep your definition of success with, you know, walking the kids to school and doing all that, and I guess that will change as the kids get older when they're not in school. Now you've got this awesome YouTube channel with 2 million people in 10 minutes overnight. How often are you publishing videos? new content? And do you feel like you could get stuck on the content train there and it kind of swings back around, or it's like, I'm now stuck on this?
Oh, I've been there before.
Yeah.
It's not a fun train.
No, and I'm kind of on it, but I don't mind it because I was actually saying to someone the other day, like, oh, if I don't know, if $1 billion rocked up in my bank account, I'd probably still do what I do because it's not really work. It's just what I do.
Yeah.
So how are you navigating that? Because money's not your problem. Time you've got lots of, but as things creep up, well, you have to turn it down. So
yeah,
I've said a lot there, but take all that however you want.
So I'm optimizing for fun, number one.
Yeah.
And with the YouTube channel specifically, you know, there's a lot of YouTubers who are like weekly. You got to stay consistent, right? And just get it out there. But I found that, especially in the space that I'm in, you don't get the quality anymore when you are just, I got to come out with a video. I got to stay on schedule. So very early on the Pokemon YouTube channel, I said, I don't want to come out with a video unless the video is going to be great. Sometimes it's 2-3 weeks in between a video. Sometimes it's 7 or 8.
Right.
Because it takes that much time to tell the right story. And we'll even go so far as to find users and viewers ahead of time before we publish and say, hey, can you watch this? And pay attention to where you're not paying attention anymore. Tell us when you are at the edge of your seat. And so that way we can kind of continue to refine it and then put it out. So we'll go sometimes a month or two without putting a video out. But here's the difference. We don't want people to get a notification that says, Deep Pocket Monster came out with a new video, and then they go, okay, I'll watch that tomorrow when I have time. I want them to drop what they're doing.
Yeah, and be a destination rather than a habit.
Yes. If they're about to go to bed, I want them to go, oh my gosh, Deep Pocket Monster just came out with a video. Well, I guess I'm staying up because I can't miss this.
Yeah, it's funny, like, because I'm publishing, so I've been through an evolution now that, you know, the podcast is our bread and butter. We publish twice a week. I've just built a new studio and I've just redone everything. So now I don't run a podcast now, I run a money show, number one. And it's filmed and it's the production and the workflow is for video, YouTube. And we set it up in a way that we do that and we rip the audio back to the podcast. So it's quite seamless. But for my listeners listening, I'm seriously thinking about dropping back to 1 episode a week on the main show. Because what are we doing here? Like, I'd rather spend more time and have better quality.
Yeah.
Rather than just being on this content
And if you're having
treadmill.
fun, your audience is more likely to have fun. Your audience can feel and sense when it just feels like a job for you. That's what I've noticed.
Yeah.
And so again, if you can inject excitement and energy into creating, there's going to be energy and excitement in the consuming of it.
So just from the Pokemon channel, and everyone check it out. The name of it's
Deep Pocket Monster. Pocket Monster is what Pokemon is actually short for. So Deep Pocket Monster, but it's also Deep Pockets.
Yeah.
Because I give a lot of the cards away. We do live streams every Monday, dude. 9,000 to 10,000 people are watching me open Pokemon cards live.
Are they still making? I know nothing about Pokemon. Are they still making cards?
Oh yes. Oh, the
Who
printers
owns
are
Pokemon?
So Nintendo owns some of it. There's a company called Game Freak that also owns the IP for the actual individual Pokemon. I mean, there's a lot of moving pieces there for sure. But yeah, Nintendo is typically synonymous with Pokemon.
Yeah. Before we move on and turn this conversation up to 11, anything else you want to say about Pokemon and the stuff that you're doing there? Any other plans? Because you went to the physical product with the card holding brochures, the binders.
Yeah. The other thing so Deep Pocket Monster is a long form channel.
Yes.
Where every story matters and we craft those stories as best as we can. About a year ago, I started a short form channel. This is TikTok, Reels, Shorts, that sort of thing. I've never cracked that code before. And I wanted to experiment. So I tried a 60-day experiment of creating a video every single day.
Yeah.
Hoping that it would go somewhere. And the idea was to do it around Pokemon, but not show my face. I wanted it to be easy, and I didn't have a lot of time. So I had to format it in a way that was easy for me to edit. So I came up with this concept called "Should I open it or should I keep it sealed?" which has like a jingle that goes along with it in the beginning. That's like my podcaster DNA getting put into the 60-second, opening a pack. And by day 30 of the 60-day experiment, like I wasn't getting a lot of views, but certain things did happen. My editing time went from 45 minutes to almost 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So I was able to like 400% increase my efficiency. But I also had 30 points of data from learning, because the more you publish, the more data you get back.
Yeah.
Day 35, Glenn, one of those videos had 750,000 views. All the videos start going up. Everybody starts getting fed all my older videos in their algorithms. And then now, 410 days later, we've done a video 410 days straight. I batch edit them, so I edit them 1 day a week. I can get through an entire week.
So you still do it yourself?
I still do that myself completely. Yeah. I love it because I can just add my personality into it, and I get to open Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yeah. We are averaging 10 million views a day.
Is that all? No, joking.
It's crazy. I'm getting recognized everywhere, not for my face, for two things. My voice, even just in the registration line here at this event, I was talking and somebody was like, I know that voice. Are you the "should I open it" guy?
Gosh.
For my voice. Because I used to not believe in short form. I used to think short form video was not how you build a relationship with somebody. It was long form, because I was all about the long form. But when you show up 60 seconds every day for a year, that's a lot of minutes. And that relationship is actually built. But you have to continually show up and have a brand that people can recognize. And they also recognize me for my thumbs, because I have weird thumbs.
Yeah.
They're like the Megan Fox thumbs, if you've ever seen her.
Yeah.
They're gross, by the way. And for those of you listening, at first people made fun of me.
Let's get a zoom in on the thumb. Come on.
At first people made fun of me for the thumbs.
Yeah.
And they would call me out like, "Oh, you got gross thumbs," and throw up emojis and stuff.
Yeah.
And I kind of went with it. And I said, you know what? I'm going to own this. These are my thumbs. And there's a Pokemon called Diglett, which kind of looks like my thumb. And so I just called them Diglett thumbs. I was at an event last week. The Diglett Pokemon card, I signed over 100 times.
Wow.
And now whenever people see a Diglett, which is not a popular Pokemon, they think of me.
Well.
It's crazy.
Diglett
thumbs, yeah.
Wow. We'll take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to talk about lean learning, and I'm going to ask you another wild question. We'll be back right after this.
If you're after personal financial advice, don't get it from a podcast. But if you want guidance tailored to your situation, head to moneypodcast.com.au and click Get Help. We'll connect you with one of our trusted professionals, financial advisors and mortgage brokers, who work with people right across Australia. No matter where you are, they can help. Now, before we get back to the show, a quick reminder to protect your financial life. That means having income protection sorted. It means having death cover if there's any debt or dependents relying on you. It means getting your personal insurance in order. Most people insure their car, they insure their house, but what about themselves? Sky Wealth, who support this podcast, are specialist financial advisors who can help you get the right cover in place. Their advice is often more comprehensive and better value than going direct through your super. Book a complimentary 15-minute chat at sky.com.au. That's skye.com.au, and they'll point you in the right direction.
So basically from YouTube, doing at least half a ton a year in terms of Monet. Can you understand my...
Claude Monet.
Yeah. My terrible analogies and accents. But, there's a lot of money walking in your door, like personally from your online activities, your books and all that stuff. Do you consciously build wealth? One, you got to park money somewhere. Mm-hmm. Two, you've probably got more than you could spend at the moment and all that stuff. Like, what are you doing with money in your life?
So philanthropy has always been something I've done.
Right.
I don't do that publicly because that's not why I do it.
Yeah.
But I have built a lot of schools and things like that. Pencils of Promise is a great organization, by the way, who I run that money through. And, that's just like an ounce of kind of the things I do. Because you're right, I'm way above what I need, which is, it just feels great. And to be an example for the kids that I have, and to, like, giving is great. Is just such an amazing position to be in, for sure. Now, of course, I do take a lot of that money and put it into places to hopefully have that money work for me.
Yeah.
Right. So I have a personal finance sort of advisor who helps me move money in certain ways to hopefully, it's been a good year for sure, especially with a lot of the investment in sort of AI tech and those kinds of things, NVIDIA, and just kind of being smart with the money.
Like, are we talking single stocks or just
some single?
index?
So indexes mostly.
Yeah.
Just it's safe, it's reliable, and I have most of my money in things like that. However, I do have, because I like it, I have like a play account where I can do my own research and strategize. And if it fails, okay, I need to do better research. But at least I have that curiosity that I'm able to kind of go into and research, and it's been doing pretty well.
Yeah.
A lot of the money I've put into other startups. I've been supporting other companies and generating equity in certain companies and things like that, which has been really neat. It's been great to be able to help friends get their start, and some of that money is gone.
Yeah.
Those companies didn't go anywhere, and that's fine. That's a risk you take. Some of those companies have done very well. I'm also an advisor to a lot of different companies, Kid and Circle and a few others.
And they're paid roles?
Those are not paid. Those ones in particular are not paid roles, but I do have equity in those companies.
Okay, great.
Such that if there's a moment to sell, cool.
Yeah.
Or if they get bought out or go IPO, great.
Yeah.
So those are fun, and again, I can have a little bit of influence on those companies, where they go, strategy, relationship building, those kinds of things too. So,
do you do much direct real estate yourself?
I've tried that. It just wasn't for me.
Yeah.
I know that is an amazing opportunity and investment, and it just, again, I'm optimizing for fun, and it just wasn't fun for me. So,
are you the Marie Kondo of money?
You have to ask yourself, does this spark joy?
Yeah.
And honestly, it's not just for clutter in the house.
Yeah.
It's for clutter in your life.
I want to see if Pat is in tune with like current online stuff. It doesn't spark joy yet.
6, 7.
It's the power of yet. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Please.
yes.
Yeah. I said that to someone the other day and it was just like over their head.
Over their head.
Yeah, okay. So
But those things move fast.
it's a good they really do. And I clearly move slow. Yeah, so you've got this vibe, if you will, in your business or work or you and also your investing. I mean, investing shouldn't be fun, granted, but if it doesn't spark that same, I don't know, tickle as the joy.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It's like if I don't like this, there's a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Books, lean learning, how to achieve more by learning less. This is funny, and I'm literally, everyone, I'll put a link in the show notes. Buy a copy of this book. When you go to different events and you, this is I do these real long, convoluted ways of setting up a dumb point. Like,
I'm excited for this.
Yeah. It's the dumb point. The reason that this stood out to me, like achieving more by learning less, whenever you go to like networking events or you come to Fincon, oh, so Glenn, what are you working on next? What's the next thing? I'm like, nothing. Like, literally can't be bothered. Or they're like, oh, what are you doing this year? I'm like, well, my whole vibe at the moment, and it has been for the last few years, in this transition of started the podcast, went to the moon, printed money, everyone's got a podcast now, ad revs going, all that stuff. Mm-hmm. So I'm redoing it. And like, my whole thing is, I want to do less and do it better.
Hell yeah.
Like, I'm sick. Why do we always have to be doing more and more? And that's why more by learning less. Why did you write this? Who's it for? And why should someone pick it up, and who should pick it up? And I also just throw a heap of crap out on the table and you can pick up whatever you want.
I like sifting through crap.
Yeah.
It wasn't crap, by the way.
Nah, probably was.
So we are in an interesting time right now, and I think we can all feel it, that there's just so much out there. There's so much info, right? Here's the thing. Information used to be valuable. Literally, if you were the smartest person in class, in school, you were going to be the most successful, just by default. I don't know if in Australia you had it, but we had the Encyclopedia Britannica.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, cool. You were smarter because you could afford it, and you had this brick of books in your house, right? We haven't evolved to be able to consume all that's coming our way. We're treating info like it's a scarce food source, though, right? If you were like a caveman or something, you see like a food source, you hoard it because that's survival. And we've always thought of information in the same way. That's why it's consuming food, consuming info, digesting food, digesting info.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. We are at a buffet line of information now. And we, because of our nature, are hoarding all the food we can get, all the information. And when you go on any of these platforms, they're force-feeding more food down your throat. Right? Because if you look up anything on YouTube, you're going to get 100 more pieces of content that are great, that have the perfect title, thumbnail. They're going to rope you in and suck you in. And so I wrote this for, my kids, because they're becoming young adults soon, for anybody who's trying to acquire new skills and trying to just navigate the noisy world that we live in. I want people to begin to understand that you need to trade just-in-case learning for just-in-time learning. Finding the right piece of information for the right purpose at the right time.
But there's an art there of knowing where to find the information.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Now, here's the thing. We know that information exists. We just have to find the right mentor or resource or whatever it might be. And what we're dealing with here also is FOMO. I found that I used to be so hungry for info because it kind of felt good. It felt like progress. When in reality, it almost always distracted me. I've already said yes to these things I have to do in my business, but then now there's 5 other strategies I have to do. And what do we do when we go in our car on a drive? You put another podcast on. You listen to an ebook. And if you're not doing that, you're wasting your time. That's how we were taught. But here's the thing I've been doing lately that's been really great. I've been going on drives in silence.
I've been doing that as well. I'm
raw dogging it in the car.
Shat you not. Like,
that's cool. I love that somebody else is doing that.
But as well, it's this weird. My reason, it's not as profound as yours.
Well, I want to hear your reason too.
Okay, my reason is I just ditched Apple Music and Spotify and just use YouTube Music now, and I started again my catalog.
Oh, okay.
So I've had no music, so I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to vibe it out and just drive.
Yeah.
And see what happens.
First of all, you hear noises that you never heard before. You're like, oh, my car.
Thump. Oh, what was that?
What is
that?
Just
someone.
But the second thing, there's a reason why it's called shower thoughts.
Yeah.
You're in the shower. There's literally nothing else you can do but think. And that's where you get your best ideas because there's nothing. I mean, I hope you don't have a computer in there. Some people probably do.
Yeah.
But that's literally the only time we give ourselves to just decompress, to be with ourselves, to think and not just continue to absorb.
Consume, yeah.
But we can digest finally. When I'm in the car alone on a drive, that's when my best ideas come out. I can think more deeply about the things I'm already dedicated to instead of just adding more on my plate, right? We have so much on our plates already. So again, this book goes through different strategies to not just find the right resources, but to learn and almost kind of speed run skill acquisition. And it's been an interesting exercise to extrapolate all the experiences I've had being successful across so many different industries into a book that goes, okay, here's how I was able to approach all these things, right? From the way that I approach public speaking to learning how to go fishing and all these things. Like, I found the frameworks finally that I can now share with others. And so for my kids, anybody growing up today, I don't admire you with all that you have access to and how much distraction there is.
Are you worried for your kids?
Yes.
Because I don't know, it's just crazy. Like, I was thinking the other day, what's everyone going to do? I mean...
Well, from like an AI perspective, yeah, absolutely. I mean, for a while, my in-laws, no offense to them, I love you, by the way, they were like telling my son to be a coder. Like, you got to go to coding school, do coding, because that's going to be an industry that will forever be... Nope.
AI will be coding.
They're already coding.
Yeah.
Right? So everybody who studied coding is like, they're done for now. They got to kind of restart.
But the funny thing about AI, right, it's interesting because a lot of things that say that it's AI isn't actually AI. It's just automation in a system. Like, I was talking to a friend the other day. He's an engineer doing a lot of renewable energy stuff, and we're working on a project. And I'm like, oh, will we just get like some type of AI thing? You go, and he was like, what do you mean AI? Like,
it's just rules.
It's just rules based. Like, look up pseudocode. You know what I mean? Yeah, but
still, like, the output is now faster and better, and in many cases not. But also,
we as in society, I think, and someone says to me, "Oh, what do you think they should teach in schools? All this money stuff." I'm not the view that we should teach money in schools. I don't have a view of that because I don't do education. Just like, I think the skill is learning how to think and
how to learn, how to pick up new things.
Pragmatic thinker and
Absolutely.
all that.
I'm 100% behind you on that. I'm 100% behind teaching communication. How do you become a public speaker? How do you talk to people? How do you collaborate, work with others? How do you problem solve? These are the kinds of things that...
Understanding good risks to take in your career.
Yeah. And the financial part of it, I think, is important too, because you need to know how to work with money and have it work for you. Here's the number one skill I think is going to be the most important skill in the future for anybody, especially if you are online. You need to learn how to tell good stories. The better that you can tell stories, the more likely you are to not blend in with everybody else's information and all the freely available stuff that's out there. You're able to then wrap that information around you, your experiences, your expertise, your ups, your downs. And when you can do that and connect emotionally with somebody because you're relatable, then you bring the human back in this AI world. And as I like to say, if you can learn how to move people, then you will move people.
And that could be if you're an employee and don't want to take over the world with the business, right?
No, you don't have to be an employee or an entrepreneur.
Did you ever read the book How to Win Friends and Influence People?
Dale Carnegie, absolutely.
Yeah, which is funny you read that, right? And my mentor actually gave me that book when I was 25. He was my mentor. And he says, "Oh, you got to read this book." A friend of his, he goes, his mentor basically said, "I made my first $1 billion after I read that book." And when you 30,000 foot view of that book, it's pretty common sense. Like, engage with people. Don't be
what's that quote from Dale Carnegie? You can have anything in life you want so long as you help other people get what they want.
Yeah.
That's Dale Carnegie. Or there's a chapter on the most beautiful sound to a person is their own name.
Yeah.
Just say a person's name when you're talking to them.
Patrick.
Not like that. That's my mom when she's upset at me.
Yeah. So it just goes back to the fundamentals, right? Look after people. My when I left my employment to start my business, like when I was 25, my boss at the time, he said to me, like literally the last thing, I was walking out the door the last day at work, he walked up to me, tapped me on the shoulder, and he went, "2 things." I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Don't chase the dollars and look after people." And that's all I do now. Just do win-wins.
Yeah.
Look after people.
It's crazy. I was talking to somebody at lunch about this in the Pokemon channel and how successful it was. And I was like, the reason why it's so successful is because I didn't need it to succeed.
Yeah. You weren't desperate.
I just wanted to tell good stories.
See, my challenge is, and I'm like Glen the money guy, but it's like, no, I'm not. I'm just Glen. I did a boat course at a technical college a couple of years ago.
Let's go.
Like just last week, I was...
Was it for sailboat?
No, it wasn't. It was... So I'm now... I've got the qualifications to get a commercial... Well, to pilot a commercial vessel with up to like 12 meters in length.
Oh, sweet.
So... And
for fishing or for like...
Just for whatever.
For whatever?
Yeah. So I did all the... Because I've got my own boat. I live on a harbour and all that. And,
that's the dream, man.
And I'm like... I'm more than just the money guy. And then last week I was doing all the electrical and wiring in my new studio, like upstairs. And it's like, I'm like, okay, I'm 40 now, a little bit more, 41. It's like, what do I want to do when I grow up? And I know that's why I'm thinking, do I take the episodes back to 1 a week and try and do something else? Because a lot of us, because I really want to acknowledge the people that listen to this podcast are employees and aren't entrepreneurs, but I think we always need to be asking ourselves, what are we doing now? Do we like it? Yes. Cool. Can you refine it, double down?
Yeah.
Do you like it? Not really. Okay, what do you need to do in your friggin' life to make it do you like what you're doing? Yes. Make a change.
Yeah. I mean, every good business does an audit to determine whether the strategies they're doing works.
Yeah.
Yet we don't do that for our own lives.
Yeah.
There's a section of the book where I talk about unautomating everything. We've automated so much that we're kind of just like drones and kind of just going through the motions now. You have to sit and reflect on, like you said, what are you doing, and does it match with where you want to go?
Mm-hmm.
And if not, okay, now you know, and let's make a change.
Yeah.
Right? I call that a why-focused introspection, or a Wi-Fi for short. Because if you don't have Wi-Fi, you're lagging.
A friend of mine, he
doesn't like my jokes.
works. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. I got him. Don't worry.
Yeah.
A friend of mine.
He doesn't like my jokes
Yet. Exactly. A friend of mine, she works, does a million things, she's studying law, doing all that, and works at a gym. And they've got like the message board every morning. And I liked one of them. And she's like, oh, you'll have to give me one. And I was thinking, and I sent her one the other day. I'm like, I want you to write this. Want change? ? Change something.
Yep.
Pretty simple. What does your wife do? Does she help with your business?
She does everything. Oh
Everything?
my God.
Yeah. And I shouldn't say, does she help with your business, because you couldn't do what you do without her.
Exactly. She's not in the business, but by golly, like if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be able to do what I do. So she is sort of like, you know how if you're watching the news, there's the person, you could see them on camera, but they have that person in their ear who's telling them, like, and making sure the show's actually running. That's what she does for the family.
Yeah.
And I owe her so much. She's a stay-at-home mom and had been ever since we had started having kids, and sacrificed so much. And, you know, she doesn't get likes or subs for that. She gets eye rolls from the kids for that, now that they're 13 and 15. But, like, she's done a good job.
Yeah.
We have an amazing relationship with our kids, and it's definitely because of her and how much she's done to be there with them. And we have a parenting style where we April, my wife, and I talk about how we parent all the time together, so that we're always on the same page. And a lot of it is almost the opposite of how we were raised, where we were always told what to do, or just because that's the way it is. But my wife was very adamant about, whenever we tell the kids to do something, we also have to say why. And if you and I can't agree on the why, then we have to talk about it. And that was really, really cool of her. And I remember one time early on, even before we had kids, I was starting my business, right? So everything I was thinking about was the business, because I had to survive, because I had just gotten laid off. And I remember talking to her once, and like her mouth was moving, but I was thinking about the business. She like caught me. We were literally having a conversation, and I was just not there.
You were not present.
I was not present. And she called me out on it, and she was like, "What was the last thing I said?" And I was like, "You're thinking about your business, aren't you?" And it was like, "No, before that." And I was like, "I don't know. I'm sorry."
Yeah.
So the couch was nice that night.
Yeah.
But I'm very glad that she is on the same page as of me. Is like, we have to position this family in a way that supports the kids in the best way possible. So she was able to sacrifice a lot of what she wanted to do. But now that the kids are older, we're getting a lot of that time back.
Yeah.
You know, and
have you done much travel?
We do a lot of travel.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we've been to Japan the last 3 years in a row. We have family in Australia, in Brisbane, which we've been to 4 years in a row pre-COVID.
Yeah.
I know Australia was super strict during COVID on like what was allowed in and out, even interstate.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we're going to Korea this year. My daughter's into K-pop
North or
now.
south?
We'll see where it takes us. So I like your jokes better.
Yeah.
That was a joke, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, okay.
Yeah.
My daughter's into K-pop now, and by proxy, my wife is now into it too.
Great.
So they go to these concerts and stuff. You go into a room, it's like Korean boys like all around.
Yeah.
And now I'm into it. Like, I'm like, oh, I like Felix. So we're gonna experience that. And like, again, we only have, the way I think about it now is, with my son who's 15, we only have 3 more summers with him. With my daughter, we only have 5. So we got to maximize that time. And again, thanks to the businesses and the flexibility of it, we can go places when we want to.
How do you manage not having kids that will turn into brats, knowing that mum and dad have lots of money?
We don't give them everything they want.
Yeah.
They have to earn it. We live in a neighborhood where everybody else also gets what they want.
Yeah.
And we have to just lead by example as parents. You know, if I bought everything I wanted, but then I say, well, you can't have all that, then there's a disconnect there. So we have to lead by example. And that's why we don't have the super large, crazy mansion or crazy cars or Lambos or whatever. I don't want any of that. But like,
And it's funny because you could probably, I'm hypothesizing, you could walk down the road tomorrow and buy a $300,000 car and it wouldn't change your life hugely.
financially, no.
Yeah.
It would definitely be a conversation though. Why are you driving this car? Like, what's the practicality of this? And what example is it setting? Am I going to tell my kids that, well, I have a hole in my life, so I need to feel better about myself, so I'm going to buy this thing that, you know, superficially makes me feel like a man again?
Yeah.
Not saying everybody who buys one of those feels that way, but, you know, that's why some people buy those things. That's not the message I'm... Like, what is the message based on the actions that I'm taking today that my kids are going to receive? And I always think about that. And I always think about it even in the long term. I think about my kids older with their own families, my daughter and my son getting together because they haven't seen each other in a while, and just talking about like what mom and dad were like.
Yeah.
What are they going to say? What are the actions that I could take today that would make that conversation one that is great to reflect on versus one that they, you know, regret or despise?
I go all over the place with these interviews because we're just chatting. What's the value of your card collection, Pokemon collection worth?
It's over $1 million right now. It's kind of insane.
Who insures that? Do you have them insured? Do you have a broker that insures?
I have umbrella insurance, which the collection is a part of.
Yeah.
But the value of cards has definitely gone up. I mean, we're approaching astronomical value in some of these things. I mean, it's an asset. Some people are treating them literally like just...
Do you store them on site or have you got storage?
I have storage, weather-controlled storage, by the way. Very important because those cards...
Do you keep your bottles of wine in the same room as the cards?
I don't drink. No, I don't have wine or anything, but yeah, it's kind of the same thing. I mean, going back to the channel, one of the kinds of videos I do is I'll buy somebody's collection because they might need some financial help and they're selling it, and I can get it for 80% market value, which is pretty typical. If you go to a card shop, it's the same thing. And then I record a video revealing the collection that I purchased, which makes more money than what I spent. And I can keep some of those pieces, give the rest away, and now attract more of an audience. And
it's just a loop.
The cycle continues.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild.
Yeah. So I'm talking to somebody who has a Pokemon card collection worth $1 million US. Yeah. Is that a financial risk in your life, or have you built your life so it's...
If it goes to zero, it doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
I mean, it would suck, but...
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. But
is the plan to have them for your kids, like long term? Do you actually have a strategy?
I don't have a plan with that. That's just for fun right now.
Yeah.
And if I still have them and I can bequeath them to my kids, sure. If there comes a time where there is some, money needed for something, I mean, that is something that I can then liquidate. It's not an immediate liquidation, but in current times it kind of is. And if I want to place that investment somewhere else, sure. But I don't see cards as an investment.
Yeah, I was literally about to say.
It's not to me.
There's a news program. Will be done in 2 minutes. A news program in Australia. They wanted me to comment about investment in Pokemon cards, and I'm like, I don't think we should be using the word invest for Pokemon cards, handbags, or. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
I feel the same way as you, but
there is a but.
We would be kidding if we didn't say that people are purchasing these things, hoping the value appreciates, and then can sell them off. I mean, everything is it's art for some, collectibles.
I mean, this increased in value since I purchased it, like limited edition, and like. But I think what my message is,
we don't invest in. Don't dick around with fundamentals. Like, we're not putting in 100% of our world cards and watch. As I know some people are. Yeah. And if something goes down, it'll flush you. If you want a different investment strategy, you get a different result. Now, that different result is very good or very bad. Yeah, no, I'm not going down that road. 100% live by Great. Yeah, right. Okay. Any other investments you got? Yeah, I'm sorry. Do you still have the Tesla?
I don't drive the Tesla anymore because it wasn't allowing me to go to certain fishing spots that I wanted to fish in.
Have you got a Rivian? Please tell me.
No, I don't.
What do you?
I do like them. Yeah, there's a lot of them in our neighborhood. I think too. Like I have a Toyota Tacoma.
You know, it's lateral.
Fall my
Okay, what?
about 50. Yeah, 4x4.
So there's a lesson, kids. You know, you could have a multi-million-dollar net worth, and it's okay to try to bring that you like.
You know what probably went better than that? It's our Kia Telluride. It's less. It's honestly the best car I've ever had.
You're right.
Yeah. I mean, I do miss the acceleration of Tesla. Took me a while to get back to gas.
You probably got out of the Tesla at the right time.
Yeah, I didn't
For the optics
have
in
any
your area.
I didn't have any vandalism happen.
That's right. Oh,
There's this sticker that I see everywhere now. You like, that's the players like that.
yeah. And it's like I'm not one of them.
Oh man, that's so crazy.
All right. Yeah, we're back. When you
Technical difficult. This is real life though, you know. Things happen.
This is real, guys. And look, we'll wrap up. We're talking crap about cars. Any final comments to someone who has heard you? And I don't know, what would you like to leave our audience with?
Yeah, I mean, we talked a lot about money and material things, collectibles, all that kind of stuff. And really what I'm trying to optimize for is creating memories. And you can do that for free.
Yeah.
You know, and that's for me and my family and me and friends. I mean, I'm going to remember this conversation because of the dumb jokes and
It was so loose and fast.
dude. Like, I don't get to just shoot the shit on.
I just over pre-scripted crap.
Yeah.
Like I prep questions. I'm like, I'd prefer not to, but I do that for the guest. Would you prefer me to?
Yeah,
ask
and I do appreciate that option, but man, if it's scripted, then just let's have AI have conversations with themselves.
Yeah.
They can do that
Yeah.
because this is the real stuff. This is the emotions. This is the relatability. And I hope y'all who are watching or listening had fun. And just thanks for your time today.
Yeah. Thank you so much. You can follow Pat on Instagram, YouTube, Google Pat Flynn, Pokemon, Lean Learning. We'll put a link in the show notes to the book, to everything. Pat Flynn, thank you so
Glenn.
much for joining me
Appreciate
today.
you.
Thanks,
Thank you so
guys.
much.
All right. Bye.
Any advice is general financial advice only, which does not take into account your objectives, financial situation, or needs. Because of that, you should consider if the advice is appropriate to you and your needs before acting on the information. If you do choose to buy a financial product, read the Product Disclosure Statement, PDS, and Target Market Determination, TMD, and obtain appropriate financial advice tailored to your needs. Simo Interactive Pty Ltd, the publisher of this podcast, and Glen James are authorized representatives of Money Sherpa Pty Ltd, which holds financial services license 451289. Opinions or comments from any guests on the podcast are theirs and not those of the host or the publisher or their respective license holders.